I'm quite an anxious person, and the thought of having to talk to someone used to scare the hell out of me. And it still does from time to time, but the reason I shoot the way I do today is mainly because of anxiety. So my intentions for this video is to show you that anxiety can still hold a positive impact on your life, whether you're a photographer or not. And the two reasons that I'm going to state to you guys is what helped me improve in my own photography. Never being good enough. I'm sure that's a feeling that everyone has experienced at some point in their life, and this is definitely my case for when I started photography, and I still get it from time to time. But feeling like an imposter or feeling like you're not supposed to be doing this career is a very common feeling. So I wasn't really happy with my photography, and that's what made me better. And so I wasn't good at portraits, and so I started shooting more with models and practicing my communication and my posing skills with them, because I completely struggled with that. And on the second hand, I didn't like how my photos were lifeless and had no real subject. So I started forcing myself to take street photography with more people, and that definitely made me more comfortable, and that definitely, it proved to myself that I can improve in these things and that I can become better at something that I wasn't good at prior. So it just takes practice and takes a lot of forcing yourself to do things, but it definitely works. The response to not being good enough is completely up to you. You can either respond to it positively and actually work on the things that you're not good at, or you can slowly let it eat away at you, and it's not a good feeling. But if you do want to improve, don't do what I did and try to work on everything at the same time. And I ended up overworking myself and then burning out after like 2 weeks. So don't do that, and prioritize on the things that you actually want to get better at, and prioritize on the things that are relevant to your career and to your style as a photographer. Shooting alone is where I developed 90% of my style as a photographer, which is the dark and desolate look. But it forced me to look at the world differently, especially if I was shooting in a location where there wasn't much people around. It definitely made me look at more detailed stuff, like the lighting, the composition, the angle, and the color. So I looked a lot more at how different objects, change the lighting, and how it can create compositions based on like negative space or the shadows that the light is creating. And so shooting alone can be positive because it also forces you to be more relaxed and to not rush into things. And so you can spend a lot more time on a composition or at a location because you don't feel as if you're intruding on someone else's time, or that you don't feel like you need to leave instantly. Because when I first started, I had to shoot with someone all the time because I just needed I guess you could call them a guide dog, but I needed someone to make me feel calm and comfortable when shooting on the streets, because it's something that I was petrified of doing. After learning how to handle your emotions and handle different scenarios or situations, you can slowly start to acclimate yourself to shooting by yourself and then eventually doing it all the time. And trust me, it's a very, I said peaceful, but it really is a very peaceful thing to do, because you're just focusing on yourself and on the camera and on the composition in front of you. When I did shoot with someone, I wasn't producing the work that I was happy with. And so it's a constant cycle of, because of that, then I thought I wasn't good enough or I wasn't improving. And so it's a vicious cycle that you don't want to get stuck in. So learning different techniques that can help you manage your anxiety is very helpful. So anxiety is definitely the number one enemy of any photographer out there. And it certainly was for me. And it was definitely a tough battle, but I'm slowly overcoming it. But if you teach yourself, or if you if you realize that you can live with anxiety and have it not control your life, then it's a good way to actually improve on your craft, because anxiety makes you overthink everything, and so you probably see the problems before going into it, and so just use that to your advantage. Use hindsight as an advantage. And so that's pretty much it for the video. I have lots of ideas in store, specifically the POV videos, because I know you guys have been asking for those. But yeah, more videos definitely coming soon. And now that I'm actually going to graduate in under a month, I'm going to put all my energy on this YouTube channel, and I want to make sure that all the content is to the highest of standard. And especially now that I've got a new camera, it will be. So.